Oh wow, that's a great question.
I think it's really interesting. This is a show, a story about inclusivity, right? And I think it's so special that Amazon Freevee is the home and the platform for.
What can you expect of Susanna Clarkman? The unexpected.
Okay.
Hello.
So,
Hi,
Hey,
Jana.
Jana.
hello.
Hello,
It's a
Jana.
pleasure to see you all. Loving the episodes that I watch it. So I'm gonna start with Ali O'Lauren. What was like the inspiration to create this series? So I'm gonna start with Ali O'Lauren. What was like the inspiration to create this series?
Well, we were actually on set together filming California Christmas 1. We were on a dairy farm, and just being around the community of people that work the farm, that own the farm, just experiencing their lives together. It was just so interesting. And that kind of snowballed into us doing research, wanting to learn more, and ultimately creating a show about it.
Amazing. And now I'm gonna go to Gabriela. When you read the script, what drew you to this to direct this the series, and also the cinematography is really beautiful. What is your approach on that?
Yeah, so I read the script and I felt that it was something I needed to do for many reasons. The characters are very complex, no one is good or bad. They all have their reasons, and it's a very intelligent writing, what Lauren and Ali came up with. And also for me as a Latina, it was very important to portray Latinos in powerful, smart characters. So that was important. And once I get involved, to me is I see the page, and part is finding the right actors, but also part, like you said, is the cinematography, and the location was beautiful. The land is part of a character, the house is a character. And so I do very detailed shooting lists that interprets what already beautifully was on the page.
Amazing. Now I'm gonna go to Christina. What can expect of Susanna Clarkman?
Ooh, what can you expect of Susanna Clarkman? The unexpected. Except I would say I can put it in like a category. Like if there is sunshine and then there's a lightning storm, Susanna's a lightning storm. If there's like a cozy fire that you put your feet next to, or there's a fire that's burning down your house, Susanna's burning down your house. If there's, like she's a lot. She's extra, and she's been making choices for many, many decades, and most of them aren't great. But in the life of these 5 episodes, they are all coming out.
Yes.
So it'll be dramatic and ugly and worth watching. That's what good television's about.
Yes, it is. I love it. All the characters, they have everything is so connected, so well written. I love it. So I'm gonna go to Karen and Raquel. Mom and daughter, oh my God, this relationship. So in both of you, can someone tell me how it's like working together, and how this relationship of mom and daughter is gonna unfold during the series?
Well, we love each other in real life a lot. So this made this experience so much smoother. Do you imagine working with someone you don't like? I don't know. I've never experienced that personally. But it was actually, it was challenging at sometimes. At times I will say, because, look at her. Does she look like she could play my mom? In spirit, yes. But we treat each other like sisters so much. So sometimes on set, we'd be doing our scenes, and I'd be like, I can't forget that you're playing my mom. There's an authoritative, you're an authoritative figure for me, I respect her so much. She's so talented. I love what we did together. To see it on screen was just something else. It's something to be working on the day together and figuring, rehearsing together. We would meet up and kind of figure out how we were gonna play, you know, together, but seeing it on screen, we did such beautiful work. I think, Karen, I don't know.
Of course, I love you. Yeah, it was effortless, really. That's the word that I would say. Working with Raquel, it was just effortless. She just have this natural, genuine connection with everyone. So, you know, I was blessed to have her as my daughter, and it was a lot of fun. And you know, the whole relationship of mother and daughter was interesting because we are both strong people, you know, like off screen, we're both like, she's super strong and I'm very strong too. So we're just very like tug of words of like me sort of trying to impose my guidance on her and how life works and how she needs to be smarter about things. And her as a daughter, young daughter, having a strong beliefs and how things work also, and fighting against my guidance. So it is interesting. And ultimately, I think what Natalia wants to do for her daughter is just to not settle what the cards that were given to you. I know that it seems that this is our reality, but it doesn't have to be like that. And we need to figure it out how to make it happen. So I think that was such a fun experience working with Raquel and bringing these characters to life.
Amazing. Now I'm going to go to Javier. So the beginning, you already see you have this Romeo and Juliet story with Hase. How's that for you? Like, how's to be part of this series, and how this relationship is going to evolve throughout the series?
Well, it was fantastic being a part of the series. I love every single one of these people. It was fantastic to work with them all. And as far as the Romeo and Juliet, I mean, that is what, none of this happens if boy doesn't love girl, girl doesn't love boy. There is no stakes. There is no chasing down anybody or anything. None of it matters if love isn't at the core of it. If there isn't that unconditional love for Madison Hase to make her choices and for me to make the choices that drive my character, it just doesn't allow us to tell the story we would need to. So it's one of the main themes throughout everything. With all the families, love is at the core of it all. Are there good and bad people, or do they just all love their families, you know?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go to John. Your character says a phrase that all families has a secret. What do you think people love to keep a secret, in your opinion?
Well, it's not always for a bad reason. But in this case, I think you keep a secret because, well, obviously you have something to hide, but it's either based on shame or guilt, or you feel that maybe if you'd have chosen something else, your life would be different. So it's a bit of a sliding door, that secret. And who knows about it? Hopefully they'll come forward as well.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go to Ali. What was like the biggest challenge to bring this series together, like to put these two in Amazon Freevee?
Oh wow, that's a great question. I mean, from the beginning of it, working during COVID, getting friends and people we know, Christine, Ava, Lauren, we've known each other for decades now. You know, we've worked on so many projects together. Kate in acting class back in the day, to, you know, like we've all been through so much. Pyper was in our first movie ever in 2010. You know, he acted. So I had to call in a lot of friends, and we had a great casting process, and trying to get everybody to be safe during COVID was a huge challenge right away. Trying to do 5 episodes in, you know, a month of shooting, a little over a month. We couldn't have done it without Gabbo and her, you know, crazy work ethic, because she just jumps in with both feet in and doesn't say no. I would give the craziest notes and she'd be like, you know, her eyes would say you're crazy, but her mouth would say, I'll do it, don't worry. And she'd get it done. So from a production perspective, having Lauren just be the voice of really wanting to tell this story about the migrant workers, having Ava want to just really have these character arcs work and it be so strong with characters. And then having Christine again, being in my first movie and a friend for 20 plus years, hey, would you like to come up here and freeze your ass off and, barely get fed chips and McDonald's for food and knock this out? And then everybody else just fell in. I can't think of a better cast. Everybody just really, Karen, Lauren, Laura, Keith, Raquel, she's a good friend now. And, then having James and Daniel, Javier, just everybody on this, and Madison that can't be with us right now, or Gunnar, or Cullen, some of the few that aren't on this call. Like, I think everybody believed in the idea. They all pitched in. It's very, as Piper says in previous interviews, it's very ambitious to do this without a studio behind you. This is a full equity project to raise the money to get it done. And then big thanks to Amazon's Freevee for taking a chance on telling this kind of story, because it being bilingual, it's 20-30% in Spanish, having these storylines in it really sets it apart from everything else. So they're stretching, they're trying to get a market share of the streaming media viewers. And it's also free. So it's another good thing. So Freevee is free. So no subscription based. So we really hope that all our passion and efforts resonates well with an audience, new and old, American or immigrant, because I think a lot of people will hopefully relate to this, and we'll do future seasons, and we'll keep the story going, because there's still a lot of story to be told, and I have to put all these actors and producers, cause them more torture and grief. Like, it's not over, I have to cause more pain and suffering. So hopefully we get more of it.
Yeah.
Just to echo that really quickly. Oh, no, Piper, go ahead.
I think something incredibly fortunate about the ambition of the project and doing it in-house is you didn't have to deal with the entire development of a studio, and so that the voice that comes out of this is incredibly unique for that. You didn't have so many chefs that it gets watered down. You had just the right amount of chefs so that the material and the performances and everything could rise up.
And another thing I just want to say also, to echo more of what Ali was saying as well about Amazon Freevee, I think it's really interesting. This is a story about inclusivity, right? And I think it's so special that Amazon Freevee is the home and the platform for this, because that is what this platform is providing. And I think that that's just such a beautiful tie-in that brings it all together. And we're just so honored and happy to be there.
Yeah, that's amazing. And takes a village to do something like that. And I love this series. And as I said, the cinematography is beautiful. The storylines are beautiful. And a pleasure to meet you. And muchas gracias. And muito obrigada. I'm from Brazil, and I love it. And Latinos together.
Gracias, Jana.
Thank you so much.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.